And on the mound, in relief of Scott McGregor, Big Tim Stoddard. Don Stanhouse said he was ready, but apparently he didn't sell Earl Weaver on the idea at all, and this big guy has performed well. Stoddard will be pitching to Garner, the pitcher spot, and then the top of the order. And in Game 7, 8 years ago today, October 17, 1971, Pittsburgh beat Baltimore 2-1.
And Willie Stargell scored the winning run.
Right.
That's amazing, isn't it? I don't believe you could have written a script like that if it ends this way.
That's the scoring summary. Dower the homer.
Well, I'll say one thing. I just take my hats off to both of these ball clubs. It's been an exciting series. I hope that people watching it at home have felt the excitement that we've had here in the booth. It's been a great series to watch.
There's been a certain degree of unpredictability about it that has just made it vibrant at times. And there have been some moments of poor play, too.
Well, the Birds winning 2 of 3 at Three Rivers. And the Bucks with a chance now, if they can last one more inning, to win 2 of 2 here at Memorial Stadium.
Garner drills it into the corner on Stoddard's first pitch. Ricochets off the wall, and Garner goes banging into second base with a stand-up double.
So he is now 12 for 24 in the series.
And Jacoby will hit.
Not a bad series for the young man. Started so poorly. Very first inning of the first game. Made the 2-run wild throw. Remember, on the Lowenstein grounder.
Garner coming off second as Earl Weaver prowls around in the dugout.
Somehow Earl always seems defiant, no matter the situation, no matter the score.
What is obvious, Jacoby pulls the bat away, and Dempsey fires it into second base, and Garner is back. And Phil, I'm sure, feels more comfortable now. He finally got his britches dirty. Boy, he is a scratcher. He was way off the bag at second, and he has to go diving back in as Dempsey pulled the trigger on him. See the ball come whistling in. 1 strike. Jacoby gets it down. Garner will stay at second, and the pitcher Stoddard bouncing off the mound, throws to Dower, covering it first for the first out. So the sacrifice effort does not work. Earl Weaver now coming out of the dugout and on his way to the mound, and looks like he wants a left-hander out of the bullpen. The left-hander would be Mike Flanagan. Mike Flanagan, who has had a bit of a sore back, but he's been out in the pen for quite a while warming up. And now Mike gets the call. Made 2 starts in the World Series. Tim Stoddard comes in, and Weaver convinced instantly, almost instantly, that he doesn't have the sharpness that he wants out on the mound here in the top of the 9th inning. Garner doubles in the left field corner. Jacoby is out trying to sacrifice, and here comes Flanagan. Flanagan coming in relief of Stoddard, who had relieved McGregor. In the World Series, the numbers there with a 1-1 record. There's no reason to fiddle around. Baltimore trailing Pittsburgh 2-1. And Garner out at second base after the leadoff double, and they do not want him to punch across another run here in the top of the 9th inning. Omar Moreno is scheduled to come to the plate as Flanagan warms up, and Mike's wife Kathy this afternoon had an emergency appendectomy, so that took a little bit of the joy out of the circumstances for the Flanagan family.
Viewers have seen Kathy in past games. Very attractive young lady. Sitting up close and personal on Mike. They live in Amherst, New Hampshire.
There's Garner, and he's the man they want to keep away from home plate.
Odd.
2-1. As long as it's there, they've got a fighting chance.
Odd in this series, Keith. Pirates pitching, if this holds, has in the long run been the determinant.
And the unexpected force, I think.
Yep. Bird's pitching, so great. It's not been bad. Flanagan did his job, as Earl Weaver said. So did Jim Palmer. But the Bucks pitching suddenly even a little bit better.
Flanagan handled Moreno quite well in the times he faced him. He comes high in there at the high part of that strike zone to get the call from Jerry Neudecker. That one is just low, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Two to 1 ball game. Baltimore left the bases loaded in the bottom of the 8th. Ball is hit up the middle. Foley will come around, rather Garner will come around third and break to the plate standing. And it is 3 to 1, and that's exactly what Earl Weaver was trying to prevent. So Moreno hits it right up the middle to bring Garner home. And it's 3 to 1, and Weaver's on his way back to the mound.
So they get the insurance run, and you have to admire Omar Moreno. He got off to the most dreadful start as you look at it again, with that quick, clean, level swing right back up the middle. He has hit so many there in the last 3 games, and the young man, after that dreadful start in the World Series, is now 11 for 33. He's wound up hitting .333. Still, extraordinarily, the Bucks, with all their speed, have not stolen a base in this series, but right now, it's not mattering as you look at Stan the Man Unusual.
Don Stanhouse does get the call, and the reason for it, Tim Foley is the next hitter for Pittsburgh, and he hits from the right side. Dave Parker comes to the on-deck circle, and as Stanhouse comes walking to the mound, Parker and Foley are having a talk. 3 to 1. Big, big, big run here in the top of the 9th inning.
Give credit to Earl Weaver. He is still pulling everything he can out. All the stops. He went with Flanagan. Don't forget, tomorrow night on ABC's 2020. These subjects: 1, are the U.S. Marines still the world's greatest fighting force, or are they becoming obsolete? 2, battered wives. 3, village people. It's 2020 tomorrow night on ABC.
Number 26,
So Don Stanhouse, who had the call so many times, so successfully during the regular season, in the series, however, he was a loser in 2 innings of pitching. 0-1. Very deliberate pitcher, but a hard thrower and tough. While we are waiting for him to warm up, one more note in behalf of Willie Stargell, as you see Earl Weaver pacing the dugout. Willie Stargell's double, his last time at the plate, which gave him 4 hits for the night, was his 7th extra base hit in the series. That is a new World Series record. He also has 25 total bases. That ties a World Series record.
Well,
Stanhouse warming up. He is the 4th Baltimore pitcher. And Saturday we'll have the Trojans and the Fighting Irish out of South Bend in the usual big ball game in the middle of the season, sometimes some years at the end of the season. Those are other games that will be shown after the USC Notre Dame game, starting at 4 Eastern time, and some very good ones in that group. Texas-Arkansas game, very important in the Southwest Conference. So here is Don Stanhouse to pitch to Tim Foley.
Here are the figures Keith was just talking about. You're looking at Willie Stargell in the backdrop. He's the man who told me he'd tread water in the Pacific for 9 hours to play in a World Series. Well, he's not only played in it, he has starred in it.
The Pirate shortstop Foley, collared tonight, but has 9 hits in this World Series. Moreno at first base. A run is in. Garner doubled off Tim Stoddard in the left field corner. Jacoby failed to sacrifice him over to third, but Moreno delivered him on a single up the middle against Mike Flanagan. And now it is Stanhouse. 3-1 Pittsburgh. So Stanhouse trying to hold Moreno close. One more run and would really make it grim.
Look at that dressing. The Bucks, as you see Matt Locke's name. Hello, Bill.
Stanhouse is in. Foley ready. Moreno edging off at first. And Stanhouse goes back over there as Murray holds him in the inside corner. They give Foley the left field line. They don't believe he'll pull Stanhouse. Center fielder Bunbury way over in right center. He can take it up the middle to about 4 acres. The pitch is high. Pittsburgh leading 3-1 in the top of the 9th inning, trying to win the 5th World Series title in the history of the franchise. Ball club owned for 31 years by the John Galbraith family. High fastball. Foley took a rip at it. It's 1-1. Bob Uecker, Don Drysdale will be in the clubhouses after the ball game. Stanhouse most deliberate. 1-1 pitch. 1-2.
Foley, Mr. Contact, a man who appears almost never to strike out. So skilled at hitting behind the run.
Moreno at first with 1 out. Stanhouse lobs it over. More World Series have ended, or gone, I should say, the distance. 7 games. Than any other time. 26 times the series has gone 7.
16 of those 26 times the visiting team has been the winner.
Moreno goes. Ball is hit out into center field. There's nobody there, and Moreno turns and goes on to third. So Tim Foley punched it right out there where there was nobody.
It's almost as if he picks his spot and has the ability to hit it there.
Weaver coming back to the mound one more time. And you've got Dave Parker scheduled to come up. You've got Tippy Martinez throwing in the Baltimore bullpen. You may get another pitching change. As you see, Foley just jumped on that high fastball and rode it, just lifted it right out there in center field, and there was nobody there. The left fielder, Renicky, was playing in straight away. The center fielder, Bunbury, was way over in right center. Neither had a chance to get to the dime quail. 1 run is in already. You have 1 out. You have Moreno at third. That could make it a 4-1 ball game with Parker coming up. That's why Stanhouse leaves and the left-hander Tippy Martinez gets the call.
There's no quitting, Weaver. If he's going to go down, he wants to go down with dignity. He doesn't want his team suddenly to be routed.
All right, Martinez coming in on the pitching change. Let's go right now to the city of Pittsburgh, where there's a great deal of excitement building. Dave Dials is in Pittsburgh. Let's join him.
We're in a bar, city of this joint anyway. He said we're letting everyone but the fire marshal of the city of Pittsburgh in here tonight. I was one place louder than this one time. I got in the wrong line and somehow got in a rock concert. Let's go back now to Memorial Stadium in Baltimore.
David, and good luck tonight. Stay in that crowd.
He got off a line or two.
They're going to have a party in Pittsburgh unless Baltimore makes a big comeback in the bottom of this inning. Tippy Martinez coming in to do the pitching to Dave Parker now. You have one out. One run is already in to make it a 3-1 ball game. Omar Moreno is over at third base. He can score on a ball hit to the outfield. That's why Martinez is in now, trying to keep Dave Parker under control. Foley at first base. And he's the man who moved Moreno from first to third on that looping single into center field. So here's Parker, hitless tonight, but with 10 hits in the World Series. This is the third appearance in the series for Tippy Martinez. He has no record. The gap in the outfield for Dave Parker, left center. There you see the hole. Big swing. Well, he was looking and thinking long ball, and Martinez had perfect location inside corner. Dennis Martinez is now up throwing in the Baltimore bullpen. McGregor went 8 innings, pitched well, but he's going to go out a loser unless something happens for Baltimore big in the bottom of the ninth. Tippy is outside, nipping the corner with a sweeping curve, and Parker is shaking his head, and here's another look at it. Big bender. Well, I can see why Dave was shaking his head.
Not going to help.
Nope. 2 strikes on the big man. Moreno at third with 1 out. Foley at first, hits him. Tippy Martinez trying to come inside to Dave Parker, and he sticks it in his ribs, and the bases are loaded.
Things seemingly closing in on the Birds. Everything going wrong.
Earl Weaver coming back out of the dugout one more time. And Bill Robinson coming to the plate, and Weaver wants another pitcher. That will be 5 pitchers in 1 inning, and that will be a World Series record. The previous record shared by several clubs at 4.
Chuck, you can see, is beginning to feel a little relaxed. A smile creases the corners of the mouth. And here comes Dennis Martinez with an excellent curveball. As you see him coming in on the little caught. And Weaver giving it everything he's got, trying to keep this now a 2-run ball game.
This is the point, though, in a ball game where you really want a flamethrower to come out of that bullpen, a guy that can bring it in there 90 miles an hour or better.
Not always, Keith. Some of our best relievers have been great curveballers.
Yes, but the ball hit to the outfield is going to make it a 4-1 ball game, and that's going to be a very big problem for the Baltimore Orioles with only a half inning left to play once they settle the issue in this half. We'll be right back. So Dennis Martinez is in for his warm-up in the top of the 9th inning with the bases loaded, only 1 out. He is the 5th Baltimore pitcher in the 9th inning. Dennis Martinez, no record, pitched 1 1/3 innings.
For the Birds, if they go down, a series of memories. How they were ahead 3-1. How they had captured 2 straight at Three Rivers Stadium. How they think back to that second game and the time Lowenstein hit into the double play instead of bunting. How they might have won it in 4 straight. Seeing Lowenstein right now. Stick of gum into his mouth. Earl Weaver in the corner.